Just a quick disclaimer, we have taken some parts out of the reading that Katie so kindly did for us, just simply because, understandably so, there was a lot of personal things that came through in that, and we just felt for our own privacy it was right to keep those off because it was scarily accurate. So some of the stuff we have decided to keep out.
So
Let's
we need
go!
to say,
Yeah. Hi guys, and welcome back to Strictly PG. For those of you that are watching, you will see we have somebody new to the pod.
We have our very first guest.
Oh my God, how exciting. Can we have a round of applause for Katie Helliwell?
Yeah, thank you.
I feel
so
honoured to
excited.
be your first guest.
No, and we're
Yeah.
so excited for this.
Yeah, we've been waiting for our first guest, but we were like, we need someone we really want
Yeah,
and
no,
excited about.
We spoke about this, didn't we? And we
Yeah.
said that we only want guests on that we feel are going to fit, that's comfortable with us and what
Yeah.
we feel works for us. So we're
That's
so
true, we
excited.
did say
That's
that.
brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you, girls. I think
Yeah.
you're doing amazing with your podcast. And it's a pleasure to be
Thank you.
here.
Come on. So we always do a little segment
Yeah.
of how's your week been. I'm going to come to you because I feel like you've got something, I can feel the vibe.
Yeah, I mean, my week's been fine, to be honest, other than that. Other than coming on, I've been a bit of a raging bitch, actually.
Yeah.
But don't ask my partner about it.
Oh,
Do you feel
God.
calmer now you've come on?
So much calmer.
Yeah.
I'm normal now,
Hmm.
whereas before I'm just a nasty person.
Well,
Bit irate.
I have something to share. I met Donald Trump yesterday.
What?
Yeah. Didn't I, Paige? I met him.
No
I will walk you
way.
with the clip in.
Yeah.
We'll put
Is
it in.
he as really as tanned as he is on the...
So disclaimer, it wasn't actually him.
Oh.
It was an
But I thought
impersonator.
it was
So
him.
I pranked Paige yesterday. And to be fair, I mean, I'll play you the video as to why she thought it was him.
And the pictures.
Jim said, Mr. President, because your ear is so...
How good
God,
is that?
He looks the spit of him.
So,
But she was texting, she was like, Paige, Donald Trump is here. Because you was at this work event, and I was like, well, it could be him. I did actually believe you.
Yeah, she
I'm
did say-
naive, man.
I mean, I was at I was at a business work event yesterday. Carla took my opportunity because I talk about Donald Trump a lot and
Yeah.
how much I hate him. And he come on the stage and I thought, yes, she's going to believe me. And straight away she was like, oh my God, is that him? I was like, yeah. And then I FaceTimed her. And for a good 5 minutes on FaceTime, you were like, wait, no, that's him. I was like, Paige, it's not
You
Donald
should have
Trump.
rugby tackled him or something.
He tackled him.
Yeah,
That would have been a
a
clip.
great social
We'd have gone
clip.
viral. That would have
Yeah.
been better than bareback.
100%.
That would have been good.
It would have been. Don't go that far there. That was a good clip.
Yeah, no, that-
Bareback has got us where we are today.
Yeah, thanks, bareback.
Thank God I was straight.
But yeah, that was my week. I haven't really done much other than that. I'm a bit hungover, but I'm all right.
Free bar.
Free bar.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Take advantage while we can. How's your week been?
Well, mine's been nothing like yours. Mine's been, my daughter's been unwell, so it's been a bit more serious. I've been in
no.
hospital, but we did have a laugh in the hospital. We really did, because there's nothing more stranger than people that attend A&E. And if you've ever been A&E, like a long period of time, you see every walk of life.
It's another world.
And it's
another
it's
world.
a truly another world. And there was this one guy, and I did feel so sorry for him. But you know, when you've been somewhere too long and you go a bit hysterical. So this guy, like,
I know
I
that
you know,
know
feeling.
that
you've not
feeling.
slept and you just find everything hilarious. Anyway, this man walked in. He got full running gear on, muscles like proper trained, and he walked in. He was like, "It's my shoulder," and he was so dramatic to the desk. "It's my shoulder. So bad." And I was thinking, my daughter's like really ill, and you're just moaning about your shoulder.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
which I
feel
know,
that.
which I know is everything's measurable for everyone.
No, I
But
get it.
anyway, he was like, "I've done a triathlon." She went, "How did you do it?" And he went, "I did a triathlon earlier." And he was going on about his personal best and how he'd done so well. And I thought, oh, bless him, he's fell over doing a triathlon. Or that must be, what an achievement, you know, that he's done the triathlon. But what a shame he fell over. So I was a bit like, oh, you know, I understand. No, he fell over his dog.
Oh,
And he went, then I came home and fell over my dog. And that's how I injured my shoulder. But I don't know why, I could not
Was
stop
you just waiting
laughing.
no, I'd be dying.
And he just turned around and he went, like that at me. And I was like,
Yeah.
imagine that going like cycling, running and
Literally.
everything. And then
You
all of a
walk
sudden you
it.
fall over your dog when you get home.
Death by dog.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Okay, so Katie, we want to talk about who you are,
Oh.
why you're here, what you do. So can you just explain to the listeners what you do?
I'm a psychic medium and I help people connect with spirits on the other side and connect with their spirit guides. And I do it a little bit different to most. So yes, I can read for people. Yes, I pass on messages, but I believe everyone gets to be in their grandest version. of life. So we only get like one shot at life. And I want everyone to live their life in the most, it sounds really airy-fairy, but in the most profound way. Like everyone's got a soul purpose.
No, I love that.
And I don't believe people are in their soul purposes every day. So I tune into their spirit guides to give them guidance, working with law of attraction as well, if you've heard of that.
We
And
talked
then
about that a little bit
bringing
on the
it to
previous
like, you have,
Yeah.
and bringing it to like fruition. So using your spirit guides, your dreams, your ambitions, and making it the best you can whilst you're here.
What's a spirit guide?
So spirit guide, everyone's got one. So it's someone that's guiding you every moment, every day.
But
And you can choose to work with them or leave them to kind of shove you in the right direction. So, you know, all those coincidences and inspired ideas you have, that's your spirit guides.
So
No.
are spirit guides people from the past who have been living and then they're not anymore? Or is it spirit guides from someone's spirit themselves, like their own soul or their own energy?
So it can be. So it can be like your loved ones on the other side, but you normally have, well, everyone has one from birth. So the minute you were like a seed in your mum's like womb
Yeah.
growing, then you would have had literally a spirit guide with you and they stay with you. But then others come in as and when you're in different parts of your life.
Oh my God, I love this.
See, I find this so interesting because
Me
I've always
too.
been someone that kind of believes in all this stuff, whether that's because I find comfort in it or
Yeah.
because I genuinely believe it. I don't know, probably a mixture of the two.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of comfort in it personally.
Yeah.
But other people might be a little bit more skeptical.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not like skeptical in the sense of I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more logically thinking.
You're
more
quite
than you.
rational.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm very like, and I spoke about this in a previous episode and we spoke about this, Carl, I don't necessarily always believe in luck. I believe in opportunity being taken,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. So I'm not like, I do believe in it, and I'm not arrogant or ignorant enough to pretend that I know, a
Yeah.
lot about it, because I don't. But I just feel I'm a lot more logical thinking,
I
which
am
is
as
why
well.
I'm so excited to like.
Yeah, no, I am as
You
well.
are?
I'm completely the same as you. So if I say to spirit guides, for example, I'll explain this a bit more in a minute, but send me a feather to say I'm on the right path because that's my sign from them. Then if I get a feather next to a duck pond, I'm like, there's ducks there.
Right.
That's not realistic. I can't take that as my, feather. But if I open the bread, like packet of bread and there's a feather in there or in the bread bin, or somewhere really obscure, then I'm like, oh, okay, I can't really
Yeah.
explain that one.
Yeah.
And then that gives me confirmation. So I think it's good to be logical. I think you need to be. And
Right.
I think you need to question them and challenge them. But ultimately, you need to know what you want from them in
Right.
order to be able to even build that relationship.
This.
I have so many questions. I don't know where to
So many
start because I feel like,
questions.
but we don't want it to come like question
No,
at
go
you.
for
We
it.
just want it to be more of a conversation.
So like psychic, spiritualist, medium,
Yeah.
like, are they the same thing? And you mentioned
No.
spirit guides as well. So what's like the difference of that?
So a psychic is someone that can predict your future and see kind of what's ahead for you.
Okay.
And then you still got free will. So say, for example, someone said, oh, your podcast is going to go to America. You could decide, actually, I don't want to go to America. So you can still change, like there's different versions of your life, a bit like sliding doors. Have you seen
Yes.
Sliding
It's
Doors?
an old
movie?
film, isn't it?
I have no
Yeah.
idea what that
Yeah.
is. No,
You
what is
guys
it?
are young,
it-
old film.
Yes,
It's so old.
Sorry, has it got Ashton Kutcher in?
No, Gwyneth Paltrow.
She's fit.
It is Gwyneth Paltrow, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, maybe I
Sorry.
haven't seen it. I thought I had.
Sorry, off topic. Sliding doors.
Yeah. So it's like a sliding door. You get to choose what you actually want.
Right.
So you get to choose what you
Oh.
kind of want to do. And then your spirit guides work with you based on that choice.
Yeah.
So that's a psychic. A spiritualist is someone who likes like sound healing,
Okay.
heals, or is into metaphysics and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Crystals. I would class myself as a bit of a spiritualist because it's all as one. And then a medium, someone who can speak to spirits on the other side, like your loved ones, try and bring them over for you. But obviously they have free will as well, so they don't always come through. And so
Right.
together, people can have all the skills. Some people can specialise in just one or two areas. But yeah, that's what they are.
And you specialise in all three?
Yeah.
I love it.
Have you ever come across people that don't actually know how to do it, but pretend that they do?
Yeah.
Like a fraud.
Almost like a
Yeah.
fraud. Because I've been to a few in my
Have
life
you?
because I love it. I find a lot of comfort in it. But I have been to some people where I've walked away and gone, what a waste of money. They've not hit anything on the head there. But then sometimes it comes true in a year's time and
Yeah.
I've seen what they meant.
But when you went in, were you scared?
More excited. I always come in
Excited.
quite open.
Good. I was going to say,
Yeah.
the more open you are, the better it will be for
Yeah,
you.
I'm not closed off to it at
Yeah.
all. I'm pretty open.
Yeah.
But I'm also pretty easily led and naive. So I feel like that
Aw.
in everyday life. So I feel like that could also, I could be led anywhere. Honestly, I've got in
I could
strangers'
tell
cars before. I'm
Paige
so
the
easily
sky's
led.
raining acid, and she'd be like, really?
Yeah. I'd be like, "Ah!" Yeah, a word. It's true.
Aw.
Yeah.
I've been to one. They knew things that they just shouldn't know,
Mm.
and it that scared me.
Did it?
Yeah, because I did go in a bit like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
a little bit, and then there's some of the stuff that was said to me. I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. How did you know that sort of thing? But
Did that give you
Um,
the confirmation then that it is
it,
real?
it took me from this is not real to this is real. Like,
Yeah.
did it scare me? Yes, because it's kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit, but it's obviously left an impact on me because I still think about it.
Mm.
And I really wanted to get you
Yeah.
on, so
The
buy it.
readings stay with you, don't they? So it's a massive
Yeah.
responsibility as a reader
Yeah.
to make sure you do like a really good, a clear job as like best you can, obviously, and stay as clear as you can. Get his message through that is strong enough for them and be certain of it. So it is like, it's a lot of stress for you as a reader to be able to do that. And then obviously, like you said, you remember it and you take action on it and you think about it in years to come.
Yeah, that's
So
a big responsibility
it's
on your
massive,
shoulders,
it's
isn't it?
huge.
So how did you know that you had this gift? Like, how does it work?
So when I was young, so I was born with it. Most people are born psychic, but then you block it out, or maybe you don't have as many senses activated as like other people. So I was born with all senses, all the 5 senses activated. And then I was 3 and I was chatting away to this woman in my mum and dad's house. And she
you
used to live
imagine?
there. Well, my mum was like, who are you talking to? And you know, when you're little, when you say, oh, I've got an imaginary friend, and I don't know if you've ever had them.
I didn't
Yeah.
have one,
Did
but
you?
yeah.
Yeah, I never had one either, but I know.
No offense, I'd leave the house. If I had a child that said they could see or speak to someone, I'd be like, right, go.
Would
Pack
you
your bags.
really?
Yeah.
Did you
Because
get-
I'm so scared of ghosts.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Terrified. Just in case they drag me out of my
I
bed.
like
Or
the
touch
thought
my
of-
feet.
touch.
Oh, they do that. Yeah, both
Please
of them.
don't tell me anymore.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
don't,
Tickle.
don't tell me
My
anymore. I don't want to know.
childhood was basically insomnia because they
You're
used to do
joking.
that to me, and I hated
Really?
it. Yeah, hated it. Absolutely hated it.
That's freaking you
You're
out.
just
isn't
Going,
it?
don't
confirmed.
take me from my bed tonight. I look
Don't,
back-
you're
I look
freaking me
back
out.
now, and I was like, the poor little thing. But you know, obviously
Oh my
now
God,
it's
carry
now it's
on.
fine.
I'm so interested in this.
So hang on. So you could see people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can you see them now?
Not now. So I've controlled it. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I said to you, I'm gonna have to open up and then close
Oh,
down. So I've
okay.
had to learn to control it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you see people,
Yeah.
is it only people that have passed?
Yes.
Oh, wait, sorry, obviously, because you can see
Oh
people
my
living.
God.
Sorry, I'm just confirming things in my head.
No, sorry.
Is it then when they passed at that age, or is it an age where they were
Oh
younger?
yeah, do they age? Oh,
So
yeah.
they can come back as they want to be remembered. So like when I'm really funny about aging. So when I'm hopefully old and pass over, I'm going to come back as like 30.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, still look great at 30.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
know, I died at 90 something, hopefully. So yes, that's what you can come back as you want to be remembered, which is really hard when you're doing a reading. And if somebody comes through and they're like 50, but they passed when they were 90, and then the person's like, well, actually, no, that's not them. And I'm like, is that what they looked like when they were younger? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. And I'm like, right,
Oh,
okay.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
Right.
crazy.
That is crazy. Oh my God, I love this so much.
But you can see spirits aren't passed because anyone that's had like a stroke or in a coma, they temporarily leave their body, or people with like Alzheimer's, or, you know, when you just see people that don't quite look like they're there,
Mm.
and then say they've had a fall or something, they can go temporarily into like the in-between world. So you can communicate with them.
So what I just asked wasn't a stupid question.
No, that's what I was going to say to you. It's not actually a stupid question.
Thank you, Katie. I needed that.
Right, should we cut there?
Okay, so you were 3 and you could see someone or speak to someone.
Yeah, sorry, yes, I was 3.
What did your parents think?
I
Were
was
you
nuts.
scared?
No, because to me it was normal.
Yeah, to
I
you,
didn't-
because
of
you didn't know
course.
any
I didn't know
different.
they couldn't see. So then as I got older, they went along with it for years, bless them, and kind of just left me to it. Didn't really, I don't know what they thought, but they didn't think much of it. And then
That's good parents, isn't
know,
it?
they're
That's
funny.
really good parents.
They are hilarious. And then when I was about 8, we were making dinner. Well, Mum was making dinner and she said, you know, there's your plate for whoever my spirit friend was at that time. And I said, oh, okay. And she didn't put it in the right place. And then I went, they're not sitting there. And she was like, oh, sorry. And I thought, oh my God, she can't see. She can't see them.
So that was the
And
moment,
then
you
that,
know.
and that got goosebumps. That was the
Yeah,
moment where I was
me.
just like, And then I was a nightmare for years, how they didn't give me up for adoption. So like
Personally, I would
literally-
have.
Yeah.
Just shipping them off.
Sorry, if you walked into my room and said, "Mum, there's someone grabbing at my feet," I'd be like, "See you later.
see you at the
I'm
mum."
getting hotel."
They were scared.
Yeah.
They were.
I
And
can imagine.
even to this point now, I moved in with them temporarily when we were moving house, when you're in between.
Yeah.
And I lived with them for like 4 weeks. The whole family all moved in. And then my dad was going, "Will you please take your friends with you? They've all been here. They're driving me mad." So they were all around his bathroom, all in the hallway. I was like, "You can see them?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you didn't tell me that." And I'm like, much further on, and the business was all established. I didn't even know you could see spirits.
So he
This
can
is so
see them as
He
well.
can
crazy.
see them, and
Do
he
you-
just didn't tell me.
Do you think it's genetic?
Yeah, I think it's hereditary,
Is that-
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah,
is that what-
definitely.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
think there's like a spectrum? So some people are completely closed and their frequencies at the bottom, and
Yeah.
some people have a really high frequency to it all.
Yeah, so some people's like their senses are all open, and other
Yeah.
people are just close them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But fear's the biggest thing. If you're scared, it's just the biggest blocker.
How did you deal with this? How did you learn how to communicate with them? And do they communicate in words or signs or
Do they
how
talk
is-
to you?
Yeah. So basically then after that I had a terrible childhood, like no sleep, nothing. And then it got to, I was 23, had my first daughter, Jess, and I nearly died during childbirth. Like it was really
God.
severe. And it was Christmas Day as well, of all days.
Oh,
Oh
bloody
my
hell.
God.
And anyway, so then all the spirits were all around the room, but I was so out of it, like because I'd lost so much blood. I thought they were doing a hospital tour because they were doing all these hospital tours, like
Sorry.
which I know it sounds
How inappropriate is that?
I know.
they do.
No, imagine you're like
No, it's
almost,
true.
on the way out.
brown
And
bread.
then
Doing a
someone's like, "Oh,
hospital
so
tour.
this is Katie. She's almost."
Yeah,
Which
she's brown
they got
bread.
well.
Which makes no sense, does it? Like, but obviously when you've lost so much blood, you're a bit,
Delulu,
aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously all my barriers and blocks had come down, and I was lying there and I could hear this like talking, and I was like, "Who's that talking?" And it was like a load of, you can like background noise in a coffee shop.
Mm.
And then I could see all these people walking around and they weren't looking at me. And I said to my mom, she was asleep, bless her, on the bed. And I tapped her and I was going, "Mom, Mom." She's like, "What?" And I said, "The people." I said, "Why are they all in here? Tell them to leave." And she just looked up and she went, and her face just went deathly white. And I said, "What?" She went, "Do not look at them. Do not look at them."
Oh
And she
God,
just-
you just
She
gave me
was going-
chills on the back
Because
of
she
the neck.
thought they'd come for me. So she pressed the button and then the doctor come in. He was like, no, she's okay. Like we stabilised her. And then 5 seconds later, it all went completely horrific. And she was like, "I knew it." She's going, "Don't talk to them." Mom was going, "The spirits are here for her." And like, obviously all the doctors are like, "Is your mum okay?"
Oh, so she thought they were coming to like.
She thought they were coming to
collect you.
take me. 'Cause
You
she
My
gave me
whole
knows-
body's
chills
cold.
She
everywhere.
knows everyone gets taken.
My
So
whole body.
in COVID, where everyone's like, "Oh, everyone dies alone," or people are in hospital and they were just passing like that.
Yeah.
Nobody dies alone. Like they always come and get you.
Oh, don't, because I
Yeah.
could
God,
actually
that makes
cry
me
at
feel
that.
really comforted that you said that.
Yeah.
That gives me so much comfort. I can't even tell you.
So much comfort.
Yeah.
It's always a loved one.
Yeah,
of
it's
some
always a loved one.
description. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that makes me so
It's
happy.
wonderful, isn't
Yeah.
it?
See that I'm not scared of death, and that really
Yeah.
makes me like happy.
I'm
Imagine
really
that. I'm
scared.
just going to pick up so and so. I can imagine them up there saying,
Yeah, I'm
just
just
off to
popping
pick them
down.
up, from
Yeah.
hospital.
Should I get the kettle on?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's like that.
I
I'm
love
100%
that.
going to cry at this episode.
I know. I
100
can feel that
on
I'm
the
going to
verge.
cry. I
Oh,
feel
don't
that.
That story
cry.
just gave me like goosebumps. I've never like on my knees, on my shin.
It was
Literally.
awful. It was like, because I knew that, but when I realised there was no pregnancy bumps, even I panicked, and because I knew that they come to collect you. I was like, oh God, that's it. And then I was just like, okay, fair enough.
Shit.
Just go. There's the baby. Have fun, Mum. Like, I'm off.
I could cry.
But it was so calming. No, it wasn't sad. It was so calming. But then obviously I recovered and got better. So then I was like, well, if the spirits were there and to look after me, is there a chance all those years where they took me from my bed and terrified me as a child, maybe there's something good here? Maybe
Yeah.
there's a light here. Maybe there's something more powerful. So I started to slowly read up and look into it.
So that's
And
when you
there's-
started to take it quite
Yeah.
serious.
As a
well,
career almost.
No, I like hid behind the scenes. So I was a PA in the day. I worked as a PA, and then I was a psychic at night. So I was doing readings, really like nobody knew who I was. I was a bit like Hitch. Like no one who I was.
She's the modern day Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
So I was like literally going around Birmingham to strangers' houses that book me all through referral. They'd only know my first name, and some of them probably listen to this if they remember. And then I'd read for them for hours and then just leave. because I felt better. The more I read, I felt better because I was releasing spirits that were attached.
And you felt like you
So-
had loads of messages to
Yeah,
tell
and
people.
I felt like I was getting energy off me almost.
Yeah.
Like an
So-
offload, like you're
yeah.
building this up, building it. It's like a nice
Because I
release
couldn't
for
switch
you.
it off. So I didn't know then. So I felt all this stress on me. So as soon as I read, I felt relief. So I went around to just read to get relief.
Do you
It
remember
wasn't-
the very first reading that you did for someone?
I don't actually know. No one's ever asked me that before.
re- oh,
well done.
No? Yeah? No? No one's...
Thank
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Strictly PG.
You might have been at school.
Oh, really?
I used to do palm reading in the toilets at school.
Oh my
I
god,
love that. I
yeah.
fucking love that.
That
Did
is
you used to
incredible.
charge them as well, like sweets and
No.
stuff?
We used to
I
just
like-
no. And my mum and dad, I did do something terrible at school. It's not even spiritually related, but I'd worked out. Mum and dad put me in a private school temporarily when I was 7 because of my Brummie accent and everything. And they were like,
What, to try and get it out of you?
yeah, just like they thought I was going to be a bit, because I was a little bit like, obviously I didn't sleep, I was a bit wild because I was just like spirits everywhere, and I think they thought it'd level me out. So they put me in private school. I'd worked out, I'd read the kids that they were all really wealthy. And I mean, we weren't poor, but we weren't on that level of wealth.
Yeah.
So I started to charge them all to go on the swings.
Love that.
I used to,
I love
Oh, it's
that.
terrible.
What, you
isn't
started
it?
to charge them to go on the swings?
yeah, so I charged them £1 for 4 swings, roped in a couple of helpers, and we split the money.
You legend.
It's an entrepreneurial spirit.
There you go.
There you
Fuck's
go.
sake,
There you
Mike.
go.
Rather-
Hustle.
Rather than
Can I just bring up a minute that last episode, Paige revealed, you know, I'm going with this.
I don't even know where you're going with
Paige
this.
revealed, yeah, you do, last week
Oh.
that she decided to sell feet pictures. Sell is a lucrative word because she didn't charge.
I
She
did charge.
gave them for free.
I did charge, but they said
To
they wanted
who?
previews first. And when I gave them the previews, they blanked
Sorry.
me.
Thank you. I like. You can come every week. I like.
I'm-
they asked me to give previews.
They asked for previews. That's how they said it works. They said usually we get previews and then we pay up. And they never paid.
blocked. Yeah, but
Have you got
why?
nice feet?
They're all right. They're a bit skinny. They're like greyhound feet, honestly. They're awful. They're so bony. I had to have special shoes fitted when I was younger because they were so skinny.
Like narrow boats.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you're definitely a wide foot.
Are you joking? I don't have white
Flat
feet.
foot. But no, I'm the opposite. I didn't sell anything in school. I used to beg for money every single day. Because my mum was a single parent of 3 kids, so she
Oh.
couldn't give us school money. We took packed lunches, but I'd want pink cake every day. So I'd just go around to anyone that would have some money. If I heard them clinking, I'd be like, can I have 20p?
That's hustle.
Can I have
That's hustle, though,
20p?
isn't
It
it?
is,
That's
yeah.
still
They
hustle.
all- I got it. I got
Yeah.
2 pink cakes every single day.
Oh, Paige, I would have bought you cake every day.
Thank you.
I would've.
I wish you was at my school.
I wouldn't buy you cake.
You would.
I'd sit there and eat it.
What a
are,
bully.
Sam.
What a bully.
I'm joking. That was iconic though. The pink cake with the pink custard, sometimes only on Fridays.
We never had that. We only had sugar donuts.
That's
Did
a private. Maybe that's a
Yeah.
private school thing.
And
Oh,
oh no,
maybe.
I got asked to leave. So it
Did
only lasted
Because
a
you were
year.
charging people for
Yeah.
things.
Was it?
Only lasted a year, and I was asked to leave.
I love it.
Yeah, so I went back to the state schools, and
Can I
I was
ask
much
why?
happier.
Why are you comfortable to share that? But you don't have to. You don't
There's
have
a
to.
couple of reasons. One, apparently people were swearing. The other, which I don't even swear now, but I must have done as a kid. And then they also said everyone was complaining because they all had Brummie accents and they hadn't previously. I used to use the brief.
Because of you?
Yeah, and they used to
Hang on,
make-
wait. So the parents
complained.
complained because their children
Their
started having a
children.
Brummie accent. Is that discrimination?
They suggested I went to elocution lessons, and then you know the briefcases. They used to make us take a briefcase to school. So I used to scoot along the corridor on mine because, like, you could go really fast on it. I was actually quite quiet. I don't know why I was so wild there, but literally, I scooted along and I was like, wee, and then they'd be like, get off your suitcase and get off your briefcase. And I'm like,
God.
What school was? I mean, don't say the name, but
Wow.
what school was that?
it's in
Jeez.
Birmingham. I'll just leave it there.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I think I could probably guess actually. God, everyone at my school, you remember the JD carrier bags?
Same.
That was my school
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah.
Well, Jane. I mean, I wasn't a Jane Norman girl, but
On the exact same, all the girls,
Yeah.
the feminine girls had Jane Norman, I had JD,
Do you
you're
re-
JD, yeah.
I was Jane Norman girl.
that was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah,
I can tell
Were
you're
you?
glam.
I was a Jane Norman
Were
girl.
you Paul's Boutique? Was that your?
Oh,
was that,
did you have Paul's Boutique?
was that your thing as well?
Paul's Boutique. Oh God, yeah.
Do you remember
was, yeah.
all the charms on the
Yeah.
The
purse?
colourful bags. I couldn't, we
Guys,
couldn't
we're so
afford
off
them.
topic.
Yeah, well, let's
So
please get
late,
back
right.
on. What a waste of time, sorry.
Sorry. So you went to private school from there. How you were doing readings? Then.
Yes, I did the readings at school, and then I just went around Birmingham just reading for people. And it wasn't until, so, you know, you were saying about your periods today.
Yeah.
And I said to her in the lift, I said, oh, I haven't had a period in 10 years. And her face went, what? I was like,
Because
so
I genuinely thought you were in your 30s.
oh,
I
bless
had no
you.
idea.
Yeah, I'm going to say you are so pretty. I said it to you earlier, but you are
Yeah.
so pretty.
These two need glasses, definitely.
Oh,
Thank you.
I've got 20/20 vision. I've got.
Oh,
So I don't.
I do wear glasses, but that's
Yeah.
fine. But you are pretty. But you are
I
pretty.
love that. That's brilliant. I do wear glasses, but you look all right.
Yeah.
I did see you with my glasses on earlier.
Yeah.
So basically, I had to have a hysterectomy done. So because of like endometriosis and stuff. So I haven't had a period in years, and from children. And so after that, I had like years of being ill, years being in at hospital prior to that. And so I had like I call it an awakening. You know, when you just, have you ever done this where you wake up and you're like, I'm just not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just going to change my life. There's just something that clicks. And for most people, it is something life changing like that, or like a death in the family, or something big. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm not going to have this anymore. I'm going to change, and I'm going to change my life. So I woke up from the operation like that. My husband was like, how you feeling? I went, I'm going to conquer the world. And he was like, what have they given you? And I said, oh, I'm just going to change. I feel like a new person. He's like, darling, you're on really strong painkillers. Just take a breath. I was like, no, I can feel it. Change is a mist. So dramatic in the bed. And he was like, change is a mist.
Use that.
So I know.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, okay. And he was going, oh, okay. And he's so supportive, bless him. Anyway, so after that, I was right. I started looking and I thought, I'm going to do something different with my life. I felt this new wave of no pain and got a lease of life, and everything I tried to do, I kind of got stopped. So I
Right.
believe that with your true purpose in life, no matter what it is, you will get stopped if you're on the wrong path.
Right.
Like, so you can keep fighting against it, but things will get put in your way, obstacles, it become difficult. When something's easy, like your growth, like you two, you know, you were saying on the phone, like you've grown really quickly. And I was like, well, yeah, of course, because you're in your purpose. So it's ease.
That fills my heart up so much.
It's true.
'Cause,
It shouldn't be hard.
yeah. It feels easy, doesn't it, doing this podcast? And
Like completely, but like hearing you say it, like I get tingles again. Then it's because we literally said it earlier. This doesn't feel like a chore. This is the most fun I've had ever.
But
yeah.
that's how you should be living your life. I've got goosebumps now. It's
Oh
really
my
hot in here as well.
God.
Just
Yeah,
so
it's bloody
people
hot,
know.
Carl.
It's
And
He
we're
does
all
this on
covered in
purpose because he
goosebumps.
wants us to take our clothes off.
Fucking hell, Paige.
You just agreed. You finished the sentence for me.
Yeah, I did agree.
Oh, Carl.
I know.
Carl gets rinsed. In
I know.
this
That
sometimes.
sorry, I haven't made a comment like that in a little while.
Where were we? So you were doing the readings. You were
So
working as PA.
wake up, like,
You woke
yeah.
up from the surgery, and you were like, right.
That's it. So then it was like you always get stopped when you're on the wrong path. So I was like, right, okay, I'm going to do it. So then I was like, what should I do? And I went into network marketing. Have you ever heard of network marketing?
No, I do know those.
So it's on like, it's like
Kind of.
digital marketing
Yeah.
online. And I thought I'm going to do that because I was still scared I was going to get ill again. You know, that fear was still there. And I was like, what if it comes back? I can't take on another job. I have to leave. You have to go through all the rigmarole of upsetting people in an office. And
Yeah.
so I thought, I don't want to do that. So I did network marketing. And they taught me, I wasn't very good at it, but they taught me how to actually build a business online, like how to show yourself online and social media.
Right.
So I think that's exactly why I was meant to do it. And then we were doing network marketing one day with this leader who was quite high up in it. She got loads of followers. They're quite like well connected. And she said, oh, I'm off to have a reading tonight and I'll see you tomorrow. I went, oh, and I keep everything really private about my gift. Like I rarely told anyone for years. And so only very, very close friends, very close family knew, no one else knew. And so I was like a secret psychic. And then,
love that.
yeah, I really was for years. So I just wanted to be normal. Like you were saying, wanted to be normal, wanted to
Yeah.
blend in, didn't want to be seen as different. And so I went, oh, I do readings to her. And she stopped and she went, you what? I said, yeah, I do readings. And she went, are you joking? I went, no. And I thought, what am I telling her? This is really weird. I couldn't stop myself.
Wow.
And she said, will you do me one? I was like, yeah, fine. I said, I'm not very good, but yeah, no problem. She was like, okay. So I read for her and didn't think anything of it. She just was really quiet. And then we hung up because it was on Zoom in the end because she was down in London. And then that was it. And then I sat down watching TV with my husband and my phone literally went berserk. It was going absolutely berserk, like lighting up constantly, all these notifications. And I thought, what's going on? Oh my God, somebody's died. So I was looking at my phone, it's like thousands of notifications and people DMing. And my husband's going, turn your phone off. Why is it beeping like that? I said, I don't know what's happened, but I forgot to tell her to not mention it. like
Oh,
that I'm
God.
secret
God.
psychic. So she gone and done this public post, and I was literally booked up. So all these people were booking in, and I was messaging them back going, yeah, I can do reading for you, but I'm not very good. Like I kept saying I'm not very good because I didn't have a lot of confidence with it, even though I knew I was good, but I was so scarred from all the trauma for years.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can do it a little bit, but
Scared from the trauma of people not believing you or thinking you were weird
a
or
bit of both.
different.
People
Yeah.
like doubting you, people thinking that you're a bit weird, and like obviously years of like awful experiences with spirit. You know, did I fully trust them? Probably not.
And I guess when
Like,
people
so
find out about your gift, then that's all they want to talk to you about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I suppose as well, because you've had it from day one, you've not really known anything different. But like you said, you were so scared of it. And you said fear closes you off.
Closes
So
you
maybe
off.
that's why you felt like,
Yeah.
not like almost defensive about it, maybe, I guess.
Because I was doing readings behind the scenes, but I wasn't giving myself any. I wasn't getting feedback or praise or like a message because no one knew how to get in touch with me. So obviously it was just a case of they recommended me to someone else, but it was like you didn't text. We're going back like 20 years. You didn't just text someone saying thanks for that amazing reading. You
Yeah.
didn't give feedback. It
Yeah.
was just like
different.
it was a different time. You just recommended you to someone else. So
Because everyone's so readily available now. If you want to contact someone you
That's
met on
it,
holiday
yeah.
20 years ago, you can
Of
now.
course, you can follow me on
Exactly.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Going online and people talking about me on like social media back then, like this was 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, there was no TikTok. Like there was no, like social media comes on so quick and it felt very vulnerable.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I was like, oh no, you know, these people are going to know me. Like you were saying, she was saying earlier, everyone, for the context of this, you know, people see your pictures from years ago and
Yeah.
they see your family life. And then all of a sudden, like you're all over social media. We leave prints everywhere, don't we? And I was
course.
so nervous about that,
Mm.
thinking I don't want these people to know who I am. I don't
Yeah.
want them to know where I live. And what if my children get picked on at school because their mom's a psychic and bullied?
Yeah, because that's
God,
the
I didn't even
thing.
think about that.
Definitely,
Oh,
yeah.
that was the first thing I was worried about.
Because
Like,
back in the day, I'm talking hundreds of years ago, you probably would have been
burnt at the
Burnt
stake.
at
burnt
the
at the
stake.
stake for
You'd have been
being called a
classed as a
witch or
witch.
something.
Well,
Yeah,
I've got a fear of fire, so I think I was. Yeah.
in a past life. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, but no, but because it was it against the law? I don't know if that's a fact.
I think they didn't like, they wanted to keep conformity, a bit like religion.
Right.
They want to keep conformity. And so a psychic can predict things, they can't rationalize it. So it's the unknown, isn't it? And everyone fears the unknown.
What do you say to the skeptics and the people that don't believe?
So years ago, like Katie that was nervous would have been like, oh yeah, well, I can prove to you I'm a psychic, or I can prove to you the afterlife are there. Now I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
that.
I think that
Right.
is the best thing
I
to do.
love that.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that answer either.
Yeah.
And
I
love
wasn't,
that.
because if you try and convince people, it's just going to go the opposite way for you. So that's good. That's good.
That's like
I
That's
got
good that you
asked
do
to
that.
go on This Morning, you know, This Morning
Yeah.
TV show.
Do we know this morning?
Yeah.
I don't watch TV anymore, no. So only Netflix. So I got asked to go on This Morning. Like they pitch you, so like PR agents, they pitch you to like obviously things, and they were like, you can go on and you'd have to argue like about being a psychic and
Oh,
things.
against someone that's very
Yeah,
to the
so
point.
like,
Yeah.
and I thought, I went no,
Yeah.
and they were like, what do you mean no? And so they pitched me, and I said, I'm not doing it. I said, because like it doesn't look good. Why would I sit and waste my energy
Yep.
trying to convince somebody about the spirit world when they're perfectly entitled to their own opinion, and that's my view on it.
Yeah.
Like what they want to believe in is up to them, and I respect that, and I expect the same back for me. It's like
You're so cool.
I
Yeah.
just don't think you should force it on anyone. I think
No.
if you don't want to believe in it, of course you've got free will. Don't believe in it.
I do think the more you try and
Yeah.
preach to people about something, they're just going to go the opposite way. It happens all
Yeah.
the time. I can't
I-
imagine growing up with a gift like that. And
And I respect them for it.
Yeah.
I love your answer.
I don't like hate them for it. Like I get a lot of hate online about it and a lot of religious people. And I just go, you're right. I'm really glad you believe in something. Like I'm really happy for you. Like I genuinely don't want to inflict my view on them because I'm not the only one who's right. We need people from all different ways of thinking and all different walks of life. Because otherwise, how's the world going to function?
yeah.
So if we all thought the same, it's going to be weird, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to inflict my spiritual views on other people. It's up to them. All I'm going to do is educate them on what I know, and if it helps them, then I've done my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And you touched on something there that I want to pick up on, the religious aspect. Obviously, I don't want to speak for everybody, but a majority of religious people would kind of think this is, as they would call it, juju,
Yeah, yeah.
and like messing with things that shouldn't be messed with.
Yeah, the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. How do you deal with that.
Yeah. Okay, so I had a religious background, went to a religious school, and you go to mass every week. And so I'm sat in mass. So bearing in mind, I'm a child that's been wakened all night, taken from my bed, various other things happening.
That is terrifying.
Terrified of spirit. And I'm sitting there and I'm getting told, and the only place I felt safe was a church.
Wow.
So literally I used to go in and I'd collect the holy water in little cans, you know, the little like canisters. And then I found the God shop. So they'd have a little hut outside church and they'd sell like crucifixes, and I've still got rosary beads now with me. Rosary beads, like all sorts of things. So I'd buy all the holy water and buy everything I could, Bibles, you name it. I thought, thank God, if I feel safe in a church, then if I buy all the paraphernalia, I can bring it home and create a temple and I'll feel safe at home.
Makes
It didn't
sense.
work. So anyway, so I went into the church, threw all the holy water over myself, felt safe, you know, tried to light a candle with my mom and things. And I was like this, oh God. And then I'd be listening. I'd be the only kid that listened. And I'd be like, right, okay, what can I take from this to help me? And they would say things like, if you see ghosts, they are devil, they are this. I'd be like, oh, and I'd come out like crying and I'm going to die, I'm going to be burnt at the stake. My mom's like, no, it's just your lovely imaginary friend, you're all right. Like, she's so sweet.
Yeah, bless her.
And I was like, oh. So I was absolutely traumatized. And then I was like really confused because I felt safe in there, but then I was also traumatized by it. So it was like, what do I do? I didn't know who I was, what was going on. And so it was awful. And then I started to think about how religion, as things come out, I started getting a lot more kind of hate and thought you were supposed to be a Catholic. And no offense to any of the Catholic religion, I massively respect it.
Yeah.
And, you know, always will be a Catholic. My children brought up Catholic, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
But I respect every religion. I think every religion is beautiful.
Yeah.
And when you go to like different places, like I've been to Dubai quite a few times and hear the call to prayer, and it's just so beautiful. And I just think anything religious is hope.
Yeah.
When it's not done extreme, like I'm not talking about extremists here,
Yeah, no.
but when like religion is hope and it's love and it's respect and it's tapping into a higher power.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful. And I don't think it matters what you believe in, as long as you believe in something that's pure to you. So if you only believe in a spirit, that's good enough. If you only believe in like Allah, that's good enough. You only believe in a God, whatever that God looks like for you, beautiful, because you've got faith, and all we need in this world is faith.
Oh my God,
And
that was so well said.
Yeah, you worded
that's
that
what I
so well.
truly believe.
That was so well said.
But that's genuinely what I
Yeah,
think.
and I can feel that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel that from
'Cause
you.
it's faith and it's
You're
love.
so calming. I
You are?
I like being in your presence.
Oh,
I find it
thank you.
very calming.
That was a fantastic answer.
yeah.
But
That
it's-
was great. No, but
it's
and I
true.
feel that's you really feel that.
I feel like that answer was very you because you've come from a religious background as well.
Yeah, I
So
really feel
that
like I'm
helped you
resonating
just
with you.
understand
You
something.
said something earlier. You said about they were saying like you're the devil and you don't, you know, you don't fit here and you don't belong here.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't relate to it from a medium and a psychic perspective, but being a gay woman
Yeah.
and being in a church and, you know, like being around that, and it's Adam and Eve and it's man and woman, and me thinking,
Yeah.
well, I just don't feel that. I can relate to your displacement.
Well, I think if you're not truly yourself in this lifetime, you're doing them a disservice. So I
Yeah.
think you're doing the best thing by being you and having faith.
Have you got any like mad stories from like have people like paid you first class to go anywhere? Have people
Oh, yeah, I love this.
Oh yeah, I
Have you
had a
worked with
go
anyone
at you?
cool?
Have people have what?
Worked with anyone cool?
Oh really? You've worked with some celebrities?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
I've
Can
worked
you
with quite
talk
a
about
few.
them though? I guess you can't
Yeah, I
name
can
them.
talk about some of them, not
Yeah.
all of them, but I can talk about some. Yeah, some very well-known ones.
Go on,
Yeah.
name
I do
drop.
get flown around the world as
Go on,
well.
name
Is
yeah.
it
drop,
first
name drop,
class
go
as
on.
well?
Yeah, but
I'm
I don't know
first
how.
class.
I genuinely don't know how anyone can fly economy. Like it's terrific.
I have just flown. I have just
Terrific.
flown 17 hours back from Australia economy.
At least it was direct. Some people have to do
Yeah, it was
economy.
direct.
Get off,
Seven-
get back on.
How did you cope?
And I had laryngitis. It was fucking horrific. Yeah, you
thought you were-
You thought I was rich. Hello.
No, I'm not. I'm not even rich. But it's just like
I don't know how
say
anyone
to-
flies economy.
I say to my husband, we did fly economy right to Dubai because when you've got 3 kids and all your friends as well traveling with you, like we're all got to be together, haven't you? And I was just like, this is just. My husband's like, will you stop moaning about it? And I'm like.
Do you watch-
how can he not moan? He's 6 foot. I'm 5'1". He's 6'2" in economy.
Does
I
do you watch
struggle. 7 hours.
Do you watch Real Housewives
Yes.
of Salt Lake?
No.
Oh, damn it. You reminded me of Lisa Barlow then, but it's cool.
I just think life should be luxury. I said, life is too short, my darling husband. And he's like, so every time I fly for work, and I fly a lot on my own, I upgrade myself all the time. So
Oh, you
Do
pay?
you not
Yeah.
charge it? I'd charge it.
I'd
well,
charge it.
it's part of like business costs, isn't it? Because you're traveling. So I just upgrade myself.
Oh yeah,
so,
get that tax down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
Fair enough.
but I don't think it's now. I've gone to the point where I don't think that level is out. Like I think they should upgrade the planes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Ryanair is not cut it, does it?
Ryanair,
Oh my
no.
God.
Have you heard they want to do, sorry, off topic, but have you heard they want to do stand up on Ryanair so you can stand on a plane rather than sit and it's cheaper?
You're joking.
Swear to fucking God.
You're joking.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. There's now a thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Being on Shockwave.
Yeah,
No,
I was about to say that.
Yes, it is like being on Shockwave, exactly, and you stand.
Yeah. I don't even like touching, like, you know, in public transport, you got the poles
Oh,
or on the bus.
yes.
Oh,
Hang on,
germs.
I want to get back to cool people that you've done readings for.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
So, oh God, I'm trying to remember them all now. Probably not that cool now, I wouldn't say.
Oh,
But
you've just offended them.
No,
no. But I think, right, okay. So in my era, like there was these, like people adored celebrities when I was growing up. I don't know if it still was when you guys were.
I think
Yeah.
But like they adored them, like they were in magazines and, you know, like all the wags and everyone was totally in awe. And I was a little bit in awe of celebrities. But now I think you grow up, don't you? And I'm not now because they're just normal people,
Yeah.
which I know everyone says, but they are.
They are, yeah.
And they're lovely people and they're
Yeah.
just, it's, you know, there's not that perfection that's out there that they're portrayed to be. But I've read for quite a few of them. Some of them were lovely. Most of them were lovely. Some of them were not as lovely. And I won't say who.
Can you tell us after, please? After filming.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, no, it's fine.
It's not that I don't trust you. It's
No,
just I'm
no.
trying to be respectful.
No, I hear
Yeah,
it.
that's
I hear
fair.
it. I hear it.
So I've read for people like Gemma Collins,
Love it.
Kelly Brook, Denise Van Outen. Who else? Tommy Fordham now, not Mallet. I won't say Mallet. Tommy Fordham.
Oh, has he changed his name?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
She's friends with
Georgia,
Mallets.
I can't say her surname, but his wife, but Georgia
Yeah.
Fordham now. Danielle Lloyd, who's lovely. They're all.
Does she live in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I know.
lovely.
I don't know her, but
Um,
I know she lived in Birmingham.
And then who else have I read for? Loads of different people like that.
I'm in awe of you.
Yeah.
Gemma Collins, the
I know,
the
that is so
GC.
sick.
Yeah.
Was it filmed or was it private?
It's private.
Was
They're all
it?
private.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of them.
I suppose they have to be because you never know what's going to come out. do you?
Yeah. There's quite a few I can't say.
What was Gemma
Yeah.
Collins like? I'm really
She was
interested.
really nice.
Was she?
Really lovely. Really nice lady. She's so pretty and natural. You know, obviously when people are on camera, like I've got a lot of makeup on today, but she's so pretty. She's got a
I think
beautiful
you-
face.
Yeah, you could tell she's pretty. She's got beautiful
Really
blue eyes and
pretty.
stuff.
Yeah.
I admire her career. That's so you've met so many cool people.
Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
my favourite's Tommy and Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, they're just wonderful. They're lovely
Really?
people.
Do you
really
do you read
kind.
for them regularly?
Yeah.
Do you?
And they're just lovely, so inspiring, so lovely people.
God, it's
Yeah.
James,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah,
That-
look at
Oh,
that.
well, dirty, sorry, but yeah.
Love him. I
don't
love
know
it. So do they like pay for your travel and all that sort of stuff up
So
there?
celebrities, it's more of a case of promotion unless they're booked in for private events and
Yeah.
stuff.
Right, yeah.
So transparency, like obviously when you're building your brand, you want to get out there. So
This is something I want to ask you about.
yeah. So that's more of a case of you read for them, they promote you.
Mm-hmm.
But then with the case of there's quite a lot that aren't like that and just want to keep completely private. Plus now I don't even ask them for promotion because it's not that I don't want to say I don't need the promotion, but it's just that I just think there's other ways of marketing your brand.
Yeah.
And I'm going more towards entrepreneurs and helping entrepreneurs.
Love
You're
that.
bringing spirituality in their life. So it's a different angle that I'm on now.
Yeah. What I was going to ask, what made you want to do social and like put yourself out there, that sort of side of it? Because I
And how
know
did you find
before
that, yeah?
you used to be quite secretive and
Yeah, I
private,
know.
but now obviously you've got quite a big following and stuff.
Yeah.
What made you go, okay, I'm going to grow this now?
Look, obviously, you kind of got thrust into it a little bit, didn't
Oh,
you? by-
yeah.
I got
Right.
thrown into it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I felt like I didn't have a choice. And then people were writing testimonials. And so they were getting shared. So I felt like I had to put all these people somewhere because all these people were in so much pain, missing their loved ones and sad, wanting guidance. So I created a little Facebook group. So I created a Facebook group, which was really cool back then.
Yeah, no.
And filled it really quickly. And I go live in there because everyone that was in there, I screened them all before they went in to make sure they weren't going to abuse me or be horrible to me.
Yeah,
So I was
that's a
so
good idea.
scared still of not being accepted.
What a shame that
I
I
know.
like. I couldn't valid, and I understand. What a fucking shame.
I know, but
that you have to do that, but it's reality.
But
isn't it?
probably maybe I was overcautious because
No, I don't think so.
I think it's a good thing that you
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, I think that's a really
Keep
good thing.
away
I
to
think
do
it
and
would
say.
the
have
knobs.
stopped me in my tracks. If anybody was horrible back then, I would have probably just stopped straight
And
away.
you said you
Yeah.
didn't have much confidence with it
didn't.
anyway, so I think
No.
I think it was definitely needed, but
I
it's
was
just a shame.
worried. I was like really worried and really anxious about it. So I went online and I did it secretly because I thought none of the school moms will find me. Like I'll be able to still hide and all of that. And then obviously the group got bigger and bigger. Everyone was talking, and then I did an event because someone was asking me to do events. So I did an event, and all my family come. My brother's in TV, so he films. So he came and filmed it for me. My dad did. My dad used to be a singer, so he come and done all the mics and that. And so it was like a family affair. Everyone, my mum checked people in and took their tickets.
This is cool.
And then they were like watching me. And halfway through, like I did this live event, and obviously then people are taking photos, aren't they? Socials was just picking up then. People were sharing it, tagging me in. So without really being aware, it just grew online. So then I was like, okay. So I was trying to navigate and manage it, but it's really hard to when you go like bigger. And I wasn't big, but just people sharing, you've got no say who they share it to, what audience.
Yeah.
But anyway, so at the end of halfway through this live event, I looked up and I was thinking, am I doing okay? Am I doing all right? So nervous. My little hands were shaking. I was like, am I okay? Am I doing a good enough job for everyone? Is everyone happy? I was like that. And then I looked up and my mum and dad were like this. And like, in the spotlights are on you can just see shadows. And I could see them just standing there. And I thought, what have I done? Because I shared a bit about private life and personal life and how I got there. Sort of offended my parents.
Oh no.
And I went down off the stage. I was like, what's wrong? They went, well, we knew you spoke to spirits when you were little. We've got to be honest, darling. We thought you were making it a bit up. And I was like, what? She went, you're actually really good. And I was
But
like,
they didn't realise how good you were till they saw you like on stage.
I was like, beg your pardon.
They
My
just thought you were
brother-
attention seeking all these
brother's going,
years.
did you Google them all before? And I went, no, I did not Google them all
Well, that's
before.
another question. Like when I've been to psychics in the past, and they go,
Yeah.
"Oh, don't tell them your real name.
Oh,
Don't tell them
yeah.
anything about you." And I'm like, "Look, they
No,
know
that
my
is
phone
good.
number and they know my name.
Yeah.
That's all. Like if they,
Yeah.
but they don't know anything else."
I went to my psychic reading under a fake name.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I put it under my middle name.
Can I ask
Yeah.
a quick question?
Yeah, of
Every time
course.
I've been to a psychic and they've
Yeah.
talked about my relationships, past
Yeah.
or like future, they've said like quotes like "your knight in shining armor," and it always threw me off because obviously I was into women, not knights. So I was
Yeah.
kind of like, can they see gender in future?
They
or...
can, but spirit beautifully don't see gender. So they don't see like a male, female type of thing. That's why if you ask a psychic to predict a birth, they see the soul of like the child
Right.
rather than the sex of the child.
With yeah.
So it's like knight in shining armor. Like, for example, that could mean that it's like masculine. There is masculine and feminine energy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously, but females have a male can have feminine energy. So it's not gender specific, is it? So what they could be feeling into is that person comes to kind of give you that masculine support, give you that like love in your life, and be that person that gives you that, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a sterling rod in your back, like the person
Yeah.
that holds you up in life,
Yeah.
supports
Yeah,
you, brings out the best in you.
Yeah. Like your
So
rock,
that's a
your-
knight in shining armor.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a male,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a masculine,
It's a masculine
energy and
energy.
presence that's
Yes.
entering your life.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I always felt a bit awkward saying, "Oh, I'm actually into like women."
I'm a lesbian.
because then I didn't know one how they were going to
Yeah.
react, but two for them to be like, "Oh yeah," like. But one did say it's not. There's not a gender there
There's
that I'm
not,
seeing.
no.
It's just like an energy, and I was like, okay,
Right.
There you go.
that helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
exactly right.
So we're going to be really cheeky.
Mm.
Do you reckon you could do us a reading?
Of course. Yes, of course.
Yeah, we're going to we'll put a break in here now.
Yeah, we're gonna
We'll
turn the cameras
because
off
we've
and
got like a
stuff.
theme tune. We'll put that in now.
Oh, right. Okay. So just feeling into you ladies now. So just take a big deep breath in for me, in and out, and just let yourselves relax. Right. So you just open your eyes for me. What I can feel for you, can I read for you both first rather than individually? Because what I can feel for you both with this podcast that you've got at the moment is that you almost need to, you've kind of, don't take this the wrong way, but they're telling me, your guys, that you've kind of let it kind of go its own direction without actually any direction. So what you need to do at the moment is set some intention to it and where you want to be, what you want to do. because there's actually, what I can see for you is a road show. So I can see you both on a stage doing a road show with an audience. And the audience, it's like you come alive, you're really excited, you've got all these people that have come to see you, it's all over, you've got guests coming in. It's not a TV show, but it's a road show. Okay. And so you need to have a little bit more kind of plan and a little bit more intention around that, because I don't feel that you both realize your own power at the moment with this. And it's going to start around the UK, and then it's going to go further over into other countries, which I believe is going to be Australia, thank you, Spirit, and America. One of you is going to want to push America. I think it's you, Georgia, wants to push America, and you're just a little bit reluctant of that and unsure. And so you'll start off and you'll have a happy medium where you'll join forces and go, okay, let's do the UK first and find our way. And it's really going to take off. You're going to be very well known. You're going to be very well known, but in a place where it feels empowering, like really empowering and uplifting. And you're going to be representing brands that are like authentic brands and allowing people to be freely, I feel a bit emotional, allowing people to be freely who they want to be. That's your aim with this. I don't know if you've actually, because they're saying you haven't got a full aim, but it's allowing people to be fully who they want to be. And that's what you're about, and letting people be themselves in their own power. And it takes real courage with this. Paige, if you don't mind me saying here, there's a little bit, do you suffer with anxiety?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel quite anxious right now with you. So don't be nervous. I've got a good heart. I'll look after you. So with there's a few areas where you feel almost that you're restricting Georgia a little bit with your anxiety, and whether, I'm sorry if I'm touching too,
No,
is this
no,
too
carry on.
personal?
No.
You okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not at all. You need the balance of you and Georgia together to make it work. It wouldn't work any other way. So you have to just be who you are right now,
Okay.
and embrace who you are right now, because the way what you bring is you bring the balance when, sorry, Georgia, they're
No.
saying, but when Georgia goes a bit crazy, you bring the balance and the reality.
Yeah.
So you have to be how you are. So stop almost trying to change who you are and trying to force yourself to grow or overcome things. You're not holding anything back. You're
Okay.
bringing the yin and the yang
Mhm.
together. And so it doesn't work if it's yin yin or yang yang. It has to work where it's both energies. So let that go, because it will act as a blocker. And just know that what you're creating together is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
So you're both working at the moment, aren't you? Sorry if anyone's listening to this from work, but you'll both move away from your jobs very quickly. Okay, and you'll build a team up. So you'll have a team of support with you, and the roadshow will be the biggest game changer. So I do believe you'll have your first show before the end of this year. All right. So
Whoa.
before the end of this year, it's going to be very, very quick for you.
Wow.
All right. So just say yes to it, book it, go for it. You'll be sat there worrying if anyone's going to come. People will come. All right. So book it and do it and get out there and share your message. It's going to be really, really powerful. Georgia, you won't always be in the UK. Okay. So you're going to move abroad. And so that'll be your passion in life, and that'll be your home to live abroad. I know that sounds a bit airy-fairy. What they're trying to say is there's multiple countries. You're going to visit multiple countries and spend time in them, long periods of time, before you actually decide where you want to be. It's really hard to do this when it's public. Have you got a nephew?
Yeah.
Oh, I won't say his name. Is he like your life? And I just feel this real attachment to him.
I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah, like
Love
this
him.
beautiful, and he's obsessed with you. Yeah.
Oh.
You've got a lovely family, really lovely family, very grounded, very normal, but very different to you. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
And so you're massively respectful of them. They're massively respectful of you. But I also feel like you want to kind of break away and kind of go and do your own thing. All right. So you must honour that. It doesn't mean you don't love your family. It just means you're growing in a different way and you're on self-discovery. But they're beautiful. They're really kind and supportive and proud of you. But they're just very different to you.
Yeah.
In their mindset and the way they think and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
But your nephew is like you. Okay. And you're almost going to have to help your family when he's getting a bit older.
Okay. I can see that.
Because he's going to be a bit of a free thinker, a bit adventurous soul, and he's going to need his auntie. Okay.
Okay.
So
Oh, wow.
you've got some really good friends around you. Really good. Just be aware of any newer people coming into your world as you start to grow. Keep the circle as they are, Georgia, because you're a person that makes everyone feel like they're your good friend, and like the friends you've got at the moment serve you well.
Okay.
So just keep that, your grounding. You're going to need that grounding.
Okay.
You're going to need people that are real and honest with you. So just be aware, it's okay to have further acquaintances coming in, but they're not solid friends to you.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yep.
keep your circle tight and watch your money. Okay. Watch your money,
Okay.
because you're going to have money coming in more than probably know what to do with, but I don't feel like you know where to put it or what to do with it.
Okay.
All right. So don't be too tight, but don't be too spendthrift either. You're one or the other. You have
Yeah.
moments where you go all in and then you're like, no, I'm not spending anything. Just try and find a happy medium and what's important to you. So you
Okay.
manage your money well. But the travel's going to help you do that. The
Okay.
travel's going to fulfill that need that you have when you want to spend and when you don't want to.
Yeah.
To give you that fix, you're going to get it through travel. Thank you. You have really vivid dreams.
I do dream.
Very
Yeah.
vivid dreams.
Yeah, I do dream.
You predict sometimes as well.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you've got a strong empathy around you, which is why you relatable to people. Okay, so it's a lovely thing to have. It's lovely. Don't change it, and just be mindful of your dreams, because your spirit guides will communicate with you through your dreams. So if you get a bright idea in your dream or a vision, you need to listen to it.
Wow.
All right, leave that with you.
Wow.
Okay, so my darling Paige, let's have a look.
I'm excited.
Comes down from your energy. Oh, you will have a family. Oh, I love this. Do you want a family?
I've and ahed, but
2.
oh really?
Yeah, there'll be 2. So you'll have a beautiful family. You're with your partner now as your partner. That's your partner. You're almost together in a previous lifetime. So you feel like you know this person before you even knew them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so there's parts of them that really complement you, but you've always been together. And you've only recently, would you understand this, Paige? They're telling me you've only recently really started to accept yourself and understand who you are.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to see. And you're not a quite finished product yet. So you've got just a few more months, I'd say, to a year, 18 months maximum. And you're going to be so different. You're going to be so grounded, and you're going to be so much more content and ready for adventures.
Okay.
Whereas there's part of you that's a bit cautious about too much of an adventure, and you don't like things changing too much because you're happy where you are.
Yeah.
And there's that almost better the devil you know. I feel like they just need to say this to you now. So I don't feel like you've had a traumatic life, but they're saying that the drama in your life is behind you. Okay, so the drama in your life is behind you. You've gone through things that you wouldn't tell people, and you're quite personal and you hold it in. And they're saying that all of that is at the back of you now, and only moving forward is more of an empowered version of you. So these things aren't going to happen to you anymore, and you're going to be free to speak about who you are, what you like, what you do, and you're not going to feel that almost apologetic child. Does that make sense? That's going to be let go of. All right. So that sterling person inside of you has always been there, and now we're just setting her free. It's really weird because I know you said you're 33.
33 this year.
33 this year, but I feel like you're only just starting your life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're just going, it's finally Paige. She's finally here. So she's finally coming forward. So it's
Okay.
beautiful. Do you have health anxiety? Because they don't want you to be expecting anything to happen to you or anything to happen. I can feel this fear around something happening to people and you.
Yeah, because I'm very much into like what I'm putting into my body and what other people are putting into their body.
Right, okay. Because what they're saying to me here is you don't need to be worried about your body or health. You don't. Full disclaimer here as well for insurance reasons. I'm not predicting someone's health. If you feel unwell, please go and see a doctor. I have to say that. However, what they're saying is you don't need to be so concerned about it. All right. There's everyone around you feels very strong. Everyone you love feels very strong. Once you form an attachment to someone, you're attached to them. They're in your circle and you love them and you worry about them. And they're saying you don't need to be so worried. There's nothing on the horizon that you need to be predicting.
Okay. Little relief there.
I feel like all of that worry or people who have been unwell, it's in the past. Does that make sense? But it's something that plays on your mind.
Yeah.
About losing people, and you don't need to. Okay, you don't need to. Everything's okay.
Okay.
All right. And they're just giving you a big hug over there. There's a strong male over here, over in spirit world, that I believe is like a granddad. Is this linked to your... I feel like it's linked to, who are you, darling? Linked to your mother's side, linked to your mom's side. And he's been here the whole time. He's been giving you strength through a difficult period. Would you understand that? and he was around through all the times when who was going through testing. There's somebody having testing done and scans done and even an operation, or there's something where someone was having a treatment done that's close to you, and he was there, and he wants you to know he was there and he was helping. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he says it's done now. His work is done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The podcast is going to lead you to something, a collaboration that's just for you. It's something around clothing and branding, something around clothing, branding, and it's going to be just for you. So it's either you design something with a brand, but you're going to absolutely love it, and your creativity is going to go through the roof. Okay.
Sausage, leaving you
No,
behind.
I love this.
It's like it's almost like you've got this person with a sketch pad and you're going to do something really creative.
Okay.
That makes
Really
sense. 'Cause that
creative.
I feel like that is like really you.
But it's different, and you'll be like, I don't know if it's going to sell, I don't know if it, and it will. So enjoy this part of your life that feels unsteady, which I know is so weird to say, because it's going to lead you on so many other bigger paths.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wow.
And leave their love with you. Love to your mum.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow. Thank you so much.
It's emotional, isn't
I
it?
know, I thought I was going to cry. I should have held it
Yeah.
in.
I did go at one point, but I
I
swallowed
should have
it.
held it in. I was thinking, oh gosh.
It's hard because obviously we're being recorded, and I've got to be careful how
No, I
much
hear
I
you.
say. So, because obviously some of it's family members and things, and they haven't consented. And
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course. No, of course. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much
you're
for
so
that.
welcome.
Where can people, obviously we're going to put all of your links
Yeah.
in the description anyway, so guys, if you want to book in with Katie or check her out, all of the links are going to be in the description. But where can they find you?
So I'm on every social channel known to man. So I'm on YouTube for someone that hid away for years. I'm everywhere now.
Yeah.
So I'm on Instagram as the Katie Helliwell. I'm on YouTube. Talk Spirit to Me. I've got a Facebook group called Talk Spirit to Me. I'm going to have a podcast out soon.
Oh,
called
yeah.
Talk Spirit
Oh, yeah.
to Me.
You didn't
Yeah.
know this, but yeah.
Can I tell you what I'm going to do on it?
Of course you can tell us.
Yeah. So, God. So it's not going to be your normal podcast. So I want to do a little bit of something different. So I'm doing interviews like you guys are doing. I'm going to do one episode where I'm educating and helping people. And then I'm going to run around the streets of Birmingham, and I'm going to read for people randomly.
Amazing.
So I'm going to ask
Incredible.
For
That will do
item
well
of
on
their
social.
jewellery.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask them, stop them and say, can I have your jewellery? So it looks like I'm kind of trying to mug them, but in obviously a smiley face.
Yeah.
And then,
I'd give you mine straight away.
Would you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, take it.
so we're going to see what the reaction is. I want to call it the psychic stealer. And so that's going to be the series of it. Take their jewellery and read for them in the
Wow.
middle of Birmingham.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's incredible.
Do you
yeah.
think?
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
going to be and Birmingham people are colourful characters, so that is
Yeah.
going to be so fun.
I know.
That's going to be so fun.
I know.
Do you need security?
Yeah.
Carl.
Carl,
I've got
yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
Carl,
He's going to be
that's
filming
incredible.
also with something to bash them away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, that
gosh.
is so when are we expecting that? When's that going to
So
be?
we're filming this month, aren't we? Then we'll get a launch date, won't we? Or
Yeah.
should we have a launch party?
Oh my god, can we come?
Yeah, of course
We
you
want to
can.
come
my
to the
God,
launch
yeah.
party.
Can I ask one quick question
Yeah,
as
of
well?
course.
If people come to you and they want you to speak to a spirit who's passed away,
Yeah.
are you able to
Yeah,
not all the time, but
Yeah.
can you speak to
absolutely.
Oh my
You
God.
can.
Yeah.
I think I want to do that.
Yeah.
You can. Can't obviously force them through, but you can take a item of theirs or photo or something, and you can bring them through.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Katie, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Honestly, this has been such a cool episode.
This, and I hope you guys listening have loved it as much as we have,
Yeah.
because we've loved every second of it. I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Just weirdly, you said some of the things you said to G, we've had conversations about.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna
I kind of-
discuss it
Yeah.
off air,
Yeah.
just because
okay.
I
'Cause it's
just
personal.
yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
air what go into
Yeah.
what you said. That's why I know we had a little segment to discuss
Mm.
what you'd said, but I just personally don't think I want to
Yeah.
say too much. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
About that, but
As
I'm
long
in
as
awe
it
of you.
resonated, that's
It,
fine.
yeah, it did.
Because it's personal. That's the
Mm.
thing.
It
It
did.
is really personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. So I'm in awe. I'm gonna have to book a reading. I think I'm gonna have to do it. I know you're a busy woman, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to nail you down.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
I'm sold.
Sold.
I was already sold.
Yeah, you. But no, I just wow. I'm really. I feel very calm today. Actually,
Good.
I'm such a crazy
You feel
crazy
calm
head, but I
now?
feel calm today.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh,
I
that's
do.
Yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, appreciate that so much.
Yeah, we're calling it a day.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Thank you so much, and we will see you
Yeah.
next week.
See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
later.
Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
Bye.